What happens when a billionaire discovers his 8-year-old daughter has been secretly watching ordinary people online, trying to understand a world she's never touched? He decides to give her the most dangerous gift of all, one day living as nobodies. But what begins as a test spirals into something that will shatter everything he thought he knew about loyalty, family, and the brother his powerful family erased from existence. Hello, my beautiful rainmakers. Where are you watching from today? Drop your city in the comments. I hope you're having an amazing day. And if you haven't subscribed yet to Rain Romance Library, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, because this story is going to blow your mind. Trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next. Adrian Luo stood at the floor-to-ceiling windows of his 50th floor penthouse. The glittering city sprawled below like a kingdom he owned, but never truly understood. At 36, he'd built the Luo empire into a tech and real estate giant worth $8.7 billion. But tonight, wealth felt hollow. Behind him, his 8-year-old daughter Mia sat curled on the leather sofa, iPad glowing in her lap. Her small fingers scrolled through videos, but not cartoons. She was watching struggling families, street vendors, delivery workers eating cold noodles in their cars. "Mia, why are you always watching these?" Adrian asked gently, turning from the window. She looked up with eyes too old for her age. "Because they smile more than you do, Daddy, even when they're tired." The words pierced deeper than any boardroom betrayal. "What if we could be like them?" "Just for one day?" Mia whispered. Adrian's mind raced. His therapist had warned him. Mia was emotionally isolated, raised by nannies in a sterile mansion. She didn't understand struggle, connection, or warmth. She only understood absence, and Adrian understood guilt. His younger brother Ryan had been the warm one, the kind one. The one who'd made Adrian laugh before the family disappeared him at age 16, officially a drowning accident, unofficially erased to protect the company from scandal. Ryan had wanted to expose their father's corrupt land deals. The family couldn't allow it. Adrian had been 21, powerless, haunted for 15 years. "All right," he said, kneeling before Mia. "Tomorrow, we'll be nobody. No guards, no driver, no money beyond $50. We'll see how ordinary people really live." Mia's face lit up like he'd given her the world. Adrian stared at himself in the mirror. Gone was the $10,000 suit. Now he wore a faded gray hoodie, worn jeans, and scuffed sneakers. His usually styled hair hung messy. Mia wore a plain purple jacket and old sneakers, clothes borrowed from the building maintenance staff. "Do I look poor, Daddy?" Mia giggled. "You look perfect," Adrian whispered, but his chest tightened. As they left through the service elevator, Adrian's head of security, Chen, handed him a burner phone. "Just in case, sir." Adrian pocketed it. "We won't need it." Chen's expression said otherwise. Their target, the delivery district near Riverside Market, a place Adrian had never set foot in. Mia clutched his hand as they walked into the crowded, chaotic streets. The smells of street food, exhaust, and sweat overwhelmed them. And somewhere in that chaos, a quiet delivery driver named Kai was finishing his 14th hour of work, unaware his entire life was about to change. Adrian spotted him, a lean young man in a faded delivery uniform, sitting on his scooter, eating instant noodles straight from the cup. And when Kai looked up, Adrian's heart stopped. That face, that birthmark near his left temple. It was Ryan's face. Mia, excited and distracted, ran ahead and collided directly into Kai as he stood from his scooter. His noodles splattered across the pavement. "I'm so sorry," Mia gasped, eyes wide with horror. Kai looked down at his ruined meal, his only meal for the next 12 hours, then at the small, tearful girl. "Hey, it's okay," he said softly, crouching to her level. "Accidents happen. You hurt?" Mia shook her head, but tears welled up. "That was your food." Kai smiled, a warm, genuine smile that made Adrian's stomach twist. That smile. Ryan used to smile exactly like that. "Tell you what," Kai said, pulling a crumpled protein bar from his pocket. "I was saving this for later, but you look like you need it more." "No," Mia protested. "You need to eat." Adrian stood frozen, watching this stranger offer his last food to a child he didn't know, a child disguised in poverty, who had a private chef at home. "I insist," Kai said, pressing it into her hand. "Besides, I've got another delivery soon. Customer always tips me with dumplings." It was a lie. Adrian could see it in the way Kai's hand trembled slightly. Low blood sugar, exhaustion. Mia looked up at Adrian, guilt and confusion warring on her face. "Thank you," Adrian forced out, his voice rough. "That's very kind." Kai finally looked at Adrian properly, and something flickered in his eyes. Recognition? No, impossible. They'd never met. "You two new around here?" Kai asked. "Just passing through," Adrian said carefully. "Looking for work, actually." Kai studied them, the father's protective stance, the daughter's expensive-looking bone structure hidden under cheap clothes, the way neither of them fit into this neighborhood. "Work, huh?" Kai said slowly. "My boss at the warehouse is hiring. It's brutal, 12-hour shifts, heavy lifting, but it pays daily, $60 cash." "We'll take it," Adrian said immediately, curiosity burning through him. "Who is this man?" Kai's eyes narrowed slightly. "You sure? You don't exactly look like—" "We need the money," Adrian interrupted. "Please." Something in Adrian's desperation must have resonated, because Kai nodded. "All right, meet me here at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Don't be late." As Kai mounted his scooter, Adrian noticed it, a small, faded scar on Kai's wrist. The exact shape of a childhood burn Ryan had gotten when they'd tried to cook without their parents knowing. That night, in their cramped motel room, $30 of their $50 budget gone, Mia whispered, "Daddy, why did that man's smile make you cry?" Adrian hadn't realized tears were streaming down his face. "Because," he whispered back, "I once knew someone who smiled like that. Someone I lost." "The uncle in the photo you hide in your office?" Adrian's breath caught. "You found that?" "I find everything, Daddy." End hook. Adrian pulled out his phone, hands shaking, and texted his private investigator. "I need everything on a delivery driver named Kai. Birth date, background, medical records, everything. And I need it now." The response came instantly. "Sir, there's a problem. His records don't exist before age 6. The warehouse was a concrete hellscape. Adrian had never done manual labor in his life. Within an hour, his hands were bleeding, his back screaming. Kai worked beside him, steady and uncomplaining, occasionally glancing over. "You're doing good for a first-timer." "How long have you worked here?" Adrian gasped, hauling another box. 5 years, since I was 19. 19. That would make him 24 now. Ryan would have been 31. But the resemblance? "What did you do before?" Adrian pressed. Kai's expression shuddered. "Don't remember much before I was 6. Foster care after that. Then the streets. Then this." Adrian's heart thundered. No memories before 6. The exact age Ryan disappeared. At lunch, Kai noticed Mia sitting alone, staring at the other workers' food. Adrian had bought them each a $2 convenience store sandwich, all they could afford with their remaining money. Kai walked over and placed half his meal in front of her. Growing kids need more protein. I can't take your food again, Mia protested. Then consider it a loan, Kai said with that devastating smile. When you're rich and famous someday, you can buy me a feast. Mia giggled, a sound Adrian hadn't heard in months. Adrian watched them, something breaking open in his chest. This stranger was doing what Adrian had failed to do, making his daughter feel seen. Why are you so kind? Adrian asked bluntly. Kai looked at him, and for a moment, something ancient and sad flickered in his eyes. Because someone was kind to me once, when I was small. I don't remember their face, but I remember feeling safe. I try to pass that on. That afternoon, a forklift malfunctioned. A pallet of boxes swung loose, hurtling toward Mia, who'd wandered too close. Kai moved like lightning, shoving her aside, taking the impact himself. Boxes crashed down on his shoulder. Kai! Adrian roared, rushing over. Kai groaned, clutching his arm. I'm fine. The girl? I'm okay, Mia sobbed. You're hurt because of me. Better me than you, little one. Adrian's hands shook as he helped Kai up. This stranger had just risked his life for Mia without hesitation, exactly like Ryan would have. At the ER, consuming their last 18s, the nurse asked for Kai's medical history. Don't have one, Kai said flatly. What do you mean? I mean my records don't exist, never have. The nurse frowned, but moved on. Adrian's investigator's words echoed. Records don't exist before age 6. As they left the hospital, Adrian noticed something that made his blood run cold. A black SUV with tinted windows had been following them all day. The same vehicles his family's security used. Someone was watching, and they knew exactly who Kai was. Kai insisted they stay at his place, a tiny studio apartment that barely fit a mattress and a hot plate. You two are broke, and that motel is a dump. Stay here tonight. I'll crash at my friend's. Mia's eyes went wide. But where will you sleep? I've slept in worse places, trust me. Adrian wanted to refuse. This was a test, not charity. But Mia was exhausted, and Kai's stubborn kindness left no room for argument. As Kai made them instant ramen, his own dinner, split 3 ways, Mia asked, Do you have family? Kai's smile faltered. No, just me. Me too, Mia said quietly. Daddy's all I have. Mommy died when I was born. Adrian's throat tightened. They'd never talked about this. Kai's expression softened with recognition, one orphan to another. Then you're lucky. You've got each other. After Kai left, Mia whispered, Daddy, I don't want to go home. Adrian froze. What? Kai makes me feel like I matter. Like I'm not just the billionaire's daughter who has to be perfect. He sees me. Guilt crashed over Adrian. He'd given Mia everything except what she actually needed. Presence. When we go back, Mia continued, you'll be busy again, and I'll be alone again. I like being poor if it means I get to have you. Adrian pulled her close, his carefully constructed test crumbling. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I've failed you. Then don't take me back, she whispered. Let's stay here, with him. Unable to sleep, Adrian explored Kai's sparse apartment. In a drawer, he found a single photograph, faded, creased. It showed a small boy, maybe 5, standing with an older boy. The older boy's face was torn off, but the younger boy wore a distinctive jade pendant. Adrian's hands trembled. He knew that pendant. It had been Ryan's, a family heirloom their grandmother had given him. The family had claimed it was lost when Ryan drowned. But here it was, around a child's neck in a photo that predated Ryan's disappearance by 1 year. This isn't Ryan. This is Ryan's son. Adrian's phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. You're playing a dangerous game, Adrian. That delivery driver is off limits. Bring Mia home, or we'll bring him in. Then a photo. Kai's apartment building, taken an hour ago. Adrian's blood ran cold. His family knew, and they were threatening Kai. Another text. Ryan's mistake stays buried. Don't become collateral damage. The next morning, Kai didn't show up for work. His landlord, when Adrian rushed to find him, said something chilling. Kai? Oh, some corporate men came, paid his rent off, said he'd been relocated for opportunities. Weird, right? They had Luo Corporation badges. Mia grabbed Adrian's hand. Daddy, what did you do? Adrian's world tilted. His test had just become a nightmare. Adrian tore through the city like a man possessed. Kai's phone went straight to voicemail. The warehouse said he'd been terminated effective immediately. Even his friends had no idea where he'd gone. Mia was silent in the passenger seat of the taxi, but Adrian recognized that look. It was the same expression he wore in boardroom battles. Cold, calculating. Daddy, she said quietly, you're a billionaire, aren't you? Adrian's blood turned to ice. I heard you on the phone. You said Luo Corporation. We live in Luo Tower, and those men from our building? I've seen them before. They're our security. There was no point lying. Yes. Mia's expression shattered. So this was all fake? You were testing Kai? Like he's some kind of lab rat? Mia. You made him think we were poor. He gave us his last food. He got hurt saving me, and you were just watching? When they returned to Luo Tower, Mia did something unprecedented. She went live on her secret social media account, the one Adrian didn't know existed. With 2.3 million followers who'd watched her "Rich Girl Tries to Understand Real-Life" videos. Hi everyone, Mia said, tears streaming down her face. I need to tell you what my dad did. Adrian froze in horror. There's this amazing delivery driver named Kai. He was kind to us when we pretended to be poor. He gave us food when he was starving. He saved my life and got hurt. And my billionaire dad just watched to test him. And now Kai's gone, because our family makes people who are too good disappear. The live stream exploded. 50,000 viewers, 100,000, 500,000. Comments flooded in. Billionaires are sociopaths. Find Kai. Justice for Kai. This is why we eat the rich. Adrian reached for the phone, but Mia held it away. No, Daddy, you don't get to hide this. You don't get to erase another good person like you erased Uncle Ryan. The live stream hit 1 million viewers. Within an hour, Adrian's father, Chairman Luo, stormed into the penthouse with 4 lawyers. End this now, he commanded. Delete that video. Control your daughter. No, Adrian said quietly. Chairman Luo's face purpled. Excuse me? I said no. Mia's right. We erased Ryan because he threatened your empire. And now we've done it again to an innocent man whose only crime was being kind. That innocent man, Chairman Luo hissed, is Ryan's bastard son, the result of some fling before we dealt with Ryan. If the board discovers a legitimate Luo heir exists, one with Ryan's genetics and clean hands, you lose everything. Your position, your inheritance, everything. Adrian felt the floor drop from under him. You knew? This whole time? We've been paying off his records, his foster families, his landlords for 24 years, keeping him poor, isolated, invisible. And you just broadcasted his existence to the world. Adrian's head of security, Chen, burst in. Sir, turn on the news. Every channel was covering Mia's live stream, but that wasn't the worst part. The news ticker read, Mystery delivery driver Kai missing. Police investigate Luo Corporation. And then, breaking. Anonymous source claims Kai is missing heir to Luo Empire. DNA evidence to be released. Chairman Luo went white. Who leaked the DNA? Adrian's phone buzzed. A message from Kai. I know who I am now, and I'm coming for everything you stole from my father. By morning, Luo Corporation's stock had crashed 30%. Protests surrounded Luo Tower. Signs reading "Find Kai" and "Justice for Ryan" covered every surface. Inside, Adrian's empire crumbled. Board members demanded his resignation. Investors pulled billions. Employees leaked internal documents showing decades of cover-ups. But the worst part? Mia wouldn't speak to him. She sat in her room, live streaming every development, reading comments from millions of supporters. She'd become the people's princess, the billionaire's daughter who betrayed her family for truth. Mia, please, Adrian begged through her locked door. Let me explain. You used him, came her cold voice. You used Kai's kindness as a test, and now he's gone. Just like Uncle Ryan. You're just like Grandpa. Those words destroyed him more than any business loss ever could. Then Kai released his own video. It went even more viral than Mia's. He stood in an undisclosed location, no longer wearing his delivery uniform. Instead, he wore a simple black shirt, but his eyes blazed with righteous fury. My name is Kai Luo, he said, and I'm Ryan Luo's son, the son they tried to erase. 24 years ago, my father discovered Chairman Luo was stealing land from poor families, burning their homes to build his empire. When Ryan threatened to expose him, they killed him, made it look like an accident. The camera zoomed in on Kai's face, Ryan's face. But they didn't know about me. My mother was a village girl Ryan loved. When they murdered him, she hid me with her sister. Then she died mysteriously 6 months later. The Luos found me, but instead of killing a 6-year-old, they erased me. Paid everyone to lose my records. Made sure I'd never know who I was. Kai's voice cracked. Then Adrian Luo, Ryan's brother, found me, and instead of telling me the truth, he tested me, disguised himself as poor, brought his daughter, and watched me give away food I couldn't afford, to see if I was worthy. The pain in Kai's eyes was unbearable. I thought I'd found family. Instead, I found monsters. Chairman Luo's response was swift and brutal. Press releases claimed Kai was a con artist targeting the family. Evidence surfaced showing Kai had researched the Luos for months, planning this scam. Fake witnesses emerged claiming Kai had bragged about manipulating Mia. Even Adrian's allies turned on him. You brought this disaster on us, his CFO spat. Your sentimental nonsense about your dead brother has cost us billions. Adrian was voted out as CEO. His accounts frozen, his security clearance revoked. He was escorted from Luo Tower like a criminal, cameras flashing, crowds jeering. Mia followed, holding his hand. We deserve this, Daddy. In a cheap motel, genuine poverty this time, Adrian finally cracked. I've lost everything, he whispered. The company, my reputation, my fortune, and I deserve it. Mia, only 8 but impossibly wise, said, You haven't lost me, and you haven't lost the chance to do the right thing. What right thing? Kai hates us. The world hates us. The family's too powerful. Then we fight them, Mia said firmly. We find Kai. We tell the whole truth, everything Grandpa did to Uncle Ryan, and we give Kai what's his. That would destroy the Luo family completely. Good, Mia said with Ryan's fierce smile. Bad empires should fall. Adrian's burner phone rang. Unknown number. A raspy voice said, Adrian Luo? I was Ryan's lawyer. Hidden files. Meet me in 1 hour. Come alone. Then, your brother knew he'd die. He left instructions for his son. The lawyer was 70, gray-haired and terrified. They met in an abandoned parking garage straight out of a thriller. Ryan knew they'd kill him, the old man said, hands shaking as he passed over a thick envelope. He documented everything: land theft records, bribes, the families they destroyed, and a DNA sample, his hair, preserved and notarized, proving Kai is his biological son. Adrian's hands trembled as he opened the documents. 24 years of evidence, proof that would dismantle the Luo Empire brick by brick. "Why now?" Adrian asked. "Why didn't you release this before?" "Because Ryan's will specified only release if his son was found and in danger. I've been watching Kai his whole life. When your father's men located him 3 days ago, I knew. Ryan's last wish was that his son inherit everything, but only if he proved to be worthy, kind, good." The lawyer's eyes filled with tears. "That boy gave away his last meal. Saved a child he didn't know. He passed the test. Not yours, Ryan's." Armed with Ryan's files, Adrian tracked Kai using old contacts from his CEO days. He found him in a safe house organized by journalists and activists. When Adrian entered, Kai shot to his feet, body tense. "Get out." "I know I don't deserve to be here," Adrian said. "But Mia wanted you to have this." He held out a letter in Mia's childish handwriting. Kai didn't move, so Adrian read it aloud. "Dear Uncle Kai, Daddy made a really bad mistake, but before you hate him forever, you should know. He cried every night after you disappeared. Not because of the company or money, because he thought he'd lost his brother a second time. He loved Uncle Ryan so much, and I think he was scared you were too good to be real. That's why he tested you, not because you weren't enough, but because he couldn't survive losing someone like you again. I'm sorry we lied, but I'm not sorry we met you. You're the best uncle ever. Please forgive us. Love, Mia. P.S. Daddy says you have a birthright, whatever that means." Kai's jaw tightened, but tears escaped. "You want to destroy your family?" Kai asked. "I want to give you what Ryan wanted you to have," Adrian said. "Justice, truth, and the Luo Empire, rebuilt the right way." "Why would I trust you?" "Because you trusted me when I was pretending to be poor. You saw past the disguise and treated me like a human being. Now I'm asking you to see past my mistakes and let me be the brother Ryan deserved." Kai studied him for a long moment. "What's the plan?" Adrian opened the envelope. "We release everything, every crime, every cover-up, and we let the world decide what the Luo family deserves. That'll ruin you." "Good," Adrian said with a broken smile. "I've been complicit long enough." Mia's livestream became command central. With 10 million followers now, she coordinated leaks, timed releases, and rallied public support. "Tomorrow," she announced to her audience, "the truth comes out, and I need your help. Share this everywhere. Justice for Ryan. Kai is home." The hashtags trended worldwide within minutes. Adrian watched his daughter, this tiny, fierce warrior, and realized she'd already become a better leader than he'd ever been. Chairman Luo called Adrian. His voice was ice. "Withdraw the evidence, or Mia disappears. You have 12 hours. Adrian stared at his phone, Chairman Luo's threat echoing in his ears. "He won't hurt Mia," Kai said, though uncertainty flickered in his eyes. "She's his granddaughter." "You don't know him like I do," Adrian whispered. "He disappeared Ryan, my own brother. Mia's just leverage." Mia, hearing this, looked up from her phone with eerie calm. "Then let him come. We're not backing down." "Mia." "Daddy, every minute we wait, Grandpa's destroying evidence. We release everything now, before he can hurt anyone else." Adrian looked between Mia and Kai, his daughter and his nephew, both so much braver than him. "All right," he said, We end this tonight. At 9 p.m., Mia pressed publish on the biggest data leak in corporate history. Ryan's evidence flooded the internet. Video of Chairman Luo ordering land confiscations. Bank records showing bribes to officials. Medical examiners report Ryan had secretly obtained, proving his drowning was staged. DNA evidence proving Kai was Ryan's son. Testimony from families destroyed by Luo Corporation. Within minutes, major news networks picked up the story. Within an hour, federal investigators issued warrants. Chairman Luo's phone must have exploded with alerts because he arrived at Adrian's new apartment, a modest rental, within 90 minutes, flanked by security. "You've destroyed the family!" Chairman Luo snarled, shoving past Adrian. "No," Kai said, stepping forward. "You did that when you killed my father." Chairman Luo saw Kai, really saw him, and his face drained of color. "Ryan, I'm his son. The one you tried to erase." Kai's voice was steady steel. "But unlike you, I don't need to destroy people to prove I'm powerful. Everything I built was for this family," Chairman Luo roared. "You built an empire on corpses," Adrian shot back. "Ryan wanted to create something honorable. You murdered him for it. I saved him from naivety. The world doesn't reward kindness, it rewards strength." "Then why are you losing?" Mia asked quietly. Chairman Luo whirled on her. "You ungrateful little—" "I'm grateful I learned the truth," Mia interrupted. "That strength without kindness is just cruelty, and cruelty always falls eventually." Police sirens wailed outside. Chairman Luo lunged for Mia, but Kai was faster, blocking him, pinning his arms. "You don't touch her," Kai said coldly. "Ever." As police stormed in, reading Chairman Luo his rights, the old man's last words were, "You'll regret this, all of you." "No," Adrian said softly. "For the first time in 15 years, I don't have regrets." Chairman Luo was sentenced to 20 years for conspiracy to commit murder, fraud, and racketeering. His fortune was seized. The Luo Corporation Board voted Kai in as acting CEO, with Adrian as temporary advisor, to guide the empire's dismantling and reformation. Mia's livestream finale showed Kai signing documents to convert 40% of Luo assets into a foundation for families displaced by the corporation. "My father wanted to help people," Kai said on camera. "I'm finally doing what he couldn't." But as cameras flashed, Adrian noticed something: a figure in the background of the press conference. Security footage showed a man who looked exactly like Ryan, older, scarred, but alive. And then he vanished. The former Luo Corporation headquarters was unrecognizable. Gone were the cold marble and sterile luxury. Now, the lobby featured community art, a free daycare, and a resource center for displaced workers. Kai stood in Ryan's old office, the one Chairman Luo had locked for 24 years, staring at a photo of his father. "You look like him when you smile," Adrian said from the doorway. Kai turned. The relationship between them was still fragile, still healing. "Do you think he'd be proud?" "I think he'd be amazed," Adrian said honestly. "In 3 months, you've done more good than our family did in 50 years. Kai had redirected Luo Corporation toward ethical development, created reparations programs, and opened investigations into every shady deal. The company was smaller now, less profitable, but clean. "I couldn't have done it without you," Kai admitted. "You could have," Adrian corrected, "but I'm grateful I got to help. It's the least I owe Ryan." Silence settled, comfortable now. "Mia wants to know if you're coming to her birthday party," Adrian said. Kai's face softened, that smile that was pure Ryan. "Wouldn't miss it." Mia's 9th birthday party wasn't at a mansion. It was at the community center Kai's foundation had built, filled with children from the neighborhoods Luo Corporation had once destroyed. She stood on a makeshift stage, her live stream, now 20 million followers, broadcasting to the world. "This year, I learned that being rich isn't about money," Mia said. "It's about being rich in kindness, truth, and family, and I'm the richest girl in the world." She looked at Adrian and Kai, standing together. "Because I have a dad who learned to be brave, and an uncle who taught us all what real strength looks like." The crowd erupted in applause. Kai wiped his eyes. Adrian squeezed his shoulder. That night, after guests left, Kai found a package on his new desk. No return address. Inside, a weathered journal, Ryan's handwriting. The last entry, dated 2 days before his supposed death. "If you're reading this, Kai, it means I failed to stop them. But you succeeded where I couldn't. I'm so proud of you, son. The truth is bigger than they know. I'm not the first Luo they've erased. I'm the third. There's a lineage of us who tried to make things right. Find the others. Finish what we started. And know that even if I'm gone, my love for you never dies. Dad." Kai's hands shook. "Adrian, you need to see this." Adrian read the journal entry, his face pale. "The third? That means—" "There were others," Kai finished. "Other Luos who tried to expose the corruption, and the family erased them too. So, somewhere out there might be others like us." Kai's eyes blazed with new purpose. "Others who deserve to know the truth." Mia appeared in the doorway, her phone already recording. "Then let's find them. Rainmakers, we've got a new mission." Adrian and Kai looked at each other, not uncle and nephew yet, but getting there. Brothers in the way Ryan and Adrian should have been. "Together?" Adrian asked. "Together," Kai confirmed. Kai stood at Riverside Market, now rebuilt with his foundation's help. A young delivery driver, new, struggling, dropped his dinner on the pavement. Kai walked over, pulled out his wallet, and handed the kid $50. "Here, get yourself a real meal." The driver stared. "I can't." "You can," Kai insisted. "Someone once told me kindness is a loan. When you're on your feet, pass it on." As the driver thanked him profusely, Kai glanced up at the renovated Luo Tower, now called Ryan Center for Social Justice, and he smiled. "Thank you, my beautiful rainmakers, for joining us on this incredible journey." Adrian learned that true wealth isn't measured in dollars, but in the courage to do what's right. Mia discovered that even the smallest voices can change the world, and Kai proved that kindness, even when tested, will always triumph over cruelty. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Rain Romance Library. Drop a comment telling us what you loved most about this story. Remember, in a world that often rewards strength, choose kindness. In a system that hides truth, choose courage. And when faced with impossible choices, choose love. Until next time, Rainmakers, keep making it rain.